mynews.studio.
So, under the tropical sun, Fernando de Noronha in Brazil is set to become the first island to run entirely on renewables. Could this shift change how islands everywhere think about energy?
Today is December 6th, 2025. During COP30, Brazil and Iberdrola announced a plan. Fernando de Noronha will operate fully on renewable energy, solar, wind, battery storage. No more fossil fuels. But what does that actually mean for the people living there? And why is it significant on a global scale?
Let's start from the beginning. Fernando de Noronha is a UNESCO World Heritage Site about 350 kilometers off the coast of Brazil. Up to now, they've depended on imported diesel for electricity, which is both costly and polluting. The new plan is to use local solar and wind, with batteries providing backup for nighttime or when the wind drops.
Right, and islands like Noronha are often on the front lines of climate change. Think sea level rise, storms, and energy insecurity. Why do you think this project in particular is viewed as a model for others?
Islands have small, isolated grids. If renewables can work there, you can probably make them work in other tough environments too. Also, shipping in diesel or gasoline is expensive and prices jump around. With renewables, after the upfront cost, the energy tends to be more stable and sometimes even cheaper.
Let's talk about daily life. For people living or running businesses on Noronha, how do things actually change?
First, energy bills drop. Without diesel imports, the huge piece of the cost disappears, so residents and businesses can expect more predictable, maybe lower, bills. Second, reliability improves. No more blackouts from fuel shortages or generator failures. The grid, with batteries, stays steady.
And there's the Noronha Carbon Zero Law, right? That's the one banning combustion vehicles by 2030? How does electric transport fit into all this?
Exactly. By 2030, only electric vehicles will be allowed on the island. When the grid is clean, transport becomes clean. It all connects. Electric buses, cars, boats, powered by local solar and wind.
What about jobs in the local economy? Any risk that this transition will disrupt things?
There's some disruption, sure, but also new openings. You'll see jobs in solar panel installation, maintenance, battery systems, electric vehicle support. Plus, Noronha could market itself as a living laboratory for sustainability, bringing in more environmentally minded tourists.
Cleaner air, less noise, more reliable energy. But is it realistic for other islands or even remote regions to copy this model? What are the biggest hurdles?
It's technically challenging. Small grids need advanced controls to balance energy, especially when the sun isn't shining or there's no wind. Batteries are essential, but they're still not cheap. Upfront costs are high, and not every island has a partner like Iberdrola or access to climate funding.
And policy matters too. Many places still subsidize fossil fuels, and permitting for renewables can drag on. If others want to follow Noronha, those barriers need to be addressed.
Community support is key. People need to get on board with new infrastructure, new rules, like switching to electric vehicles or changing how energy is used. And local workers need training to keep everything running smoothly.
So it's not just about the tech. It's about financing, policies, and how people adapt. But if it does work, what could it mean for the world?
If Noronha proves this model works, other islands and remote places can copy it. Replace imported fuel with renewables, stabilize costs, cut emissions, and become more resilient. It's a working example, something concrete, not just theory.
And as climate change speeds up, showing that these kinds of transitions are possible and practical really matters. It's not just about hope. It's a real path forward.
If islands like Noronha can make the shift, why not others? Even mainland areas with unstable power or high fuel costs could look to this as a model.
That's the big question. And as more projects get started, technology costs fall, and lessons spread. Are we seeing a turning point for island energy?
It could be. We'll keep following how this unfolds.
Today we talked through how Brazil and Iberdrola are transforming Fernando de Noronha into the world's first fully renewable island. what that means for local people, the technical and financial challenges, and why it matters for islands and remote places everywhere.
Thanks for tuning in. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.